Hello everyone, my name is Batisha, and today we're looking at the true master of desert survival, the Benetel kangaroo rat, or Dipodomys spectabilis. As you can imagine, living in a hot, dry desert environment means dealing with extremely limited water resources. Unfortunately, human development is causing habitat loss, which threatens their food resource and living spaces. But despite this challenge, these creatures have evolved incredible ways to thrive. In fact, unlike most animals, kangaroo rats can survive without ever taking a single drink of water. So, how do they do it? They rely entirely on what we call metabolic water. This is water that is actually produced internally when their body breaks down the food they eat. Moving on to how they manage this water internally. It all comes down to maintaining perfect homeostasis to keep their body function running normally. First, they have highly specialized kidney. Their kidney conserve water by producing extremely concentrated urine, which drastically reduces any water loss. Second, they are smart about the heat. They stay deep inside underground burrows during the blistering day to avoid the harsh sun and keep moisture from escaping. By combining this incredible internal adaptation with smart behavior, they are perfectly engineered to conquer the desert.
Now, let's look at how desert rodents obtain water to survive in extreme dry environment. Firstly, they obtain water from dry seed and plant material. Although these foods seem dry, they still contain small amount of moisture that help meet the animal water requirement. Secondly, desert rodents produce metabolic water during cellular respiration, as a carbohydrate, fat, and protein are broken down to release energy. Water is also produced as a byproduct. In addition, some species such as the kangaroo rat can survive without drinking free water because they obtain enough water from both food and metabolic process. This metabolic water becomes especially important during drought period, allowing them to stay hydrated even when there is a little or no surface water available. Besides that, obtain water efficiently, desert rodents also reduce water loss through several behavior adaptation. One important adaptation is the nocturnal lifestyle. They are active mainly at night when temperatures are cooler, reducing heat expiration and minimizing water loss through evaporation. They also live in a burrow which is provide cooler and more humid conditions than the desert surface. This underground shelter protects them from extreme daytime temperature. As a result, they require less energy and water for thermoregulation because maintaining body temperature is easy in a cooler environment. Finally, by avoiding direct sunlight, evaporation from the body is reduced, helping them conserve water and survive in the hot desert conditions.
Next, I will talking about what is homeostasis. Homeostasis is the process by which the body maintains a stable internal environment despite changes in external conditions. In kangaroo rats, homeostasis is mainly achieved by conserving water and maintaining osmotic balance. Next, we go to the osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is the regulation of water and salt balance in the body. In osmosis, we divide it to 2 points. For the first one is long loop of Helm. The kangaroo rat's loop of Helm is much longer than that of other rodents, and kangaroo rats produce the most concentrated urine of all mammals and only passes a few drops per day. Point 2 is the kangaroo rat has cool nasal passage that are kept at a lower temperature than its body. When it breathes out, some of the water vapor condense and it's reabsorbed, reducing moisture loss. In addition, the kangaroo rat can lose heat through radiation, so it does not really much on sweating. It also has sweat glands only on its feet, which help minimize water loss. Overall, this cooling system is an important osmoregulatory adaptation that allows the kangaroo rat to survive in a hot and dry desert environment. So, for the physiological analysis, one of the key adaptations of the kangaroo rat is its long loop of Helm. The long loop of Helm is very effective because it creates a step osmotic gradient in the kidney medulla. This gradient allows more water to be reabsorbed back into the bloodstream instead of being lost through urine. As a result, the kangaroo rat produce highly concentrated urine and lose only a very small amount of water. This is a major advantage because it helps the animal survive in hot and dry desert environments where water is extremely limited. Because of this adaptation, the kangaroo rat is able to maintain its blood fluid volume, blood osmolarity, and electrolyte balance even under extreme conditions. These are important because they allow the body cell to function normally, ensure the enzyme work efficiently, and support normal metabolic process. Overall, the long loop of hill is one of the main physiological adaptation that helps the kangaroo rat conserve water and survive in the desert.
Effect of climate change. First is rising temperature increase evaporation rates. Second, water loss through respiration may increase. Third, food resources may become less available. Fourth, longer heat waves can increase psychological stress. And the last one is habitat quality may decline. Physiological limits of osmoregulation. First, extreme heat may exceed the animal's ability to conserve water. Next, water loss cannot be reduced indefinitely. Next, urine concentration has a biological limit. Next, severe dehydration can disrupt homeostasis. And the last one is population survival may decrease under prolonged climate stress.
Now let's talk about how we can protect the kangaroo rat. First, we should protect its natural desert habitat because it is where the kangaroo rat finds food, shelter, and survive. Next, conservation areas should be created around development projects. This can reduce habitat destruction and protect the animals from human activities. We should also preserve native plants because they provide seeds, which are the main food source for the kangaroo rat. In addition, scientists should regularly monitor the kangaroo rat population and change in the environment. This helps identify problems early and improve conservation efforts. Finally, development should be planned carefully so that both people and wildlife can live together in a sustainable way. In conclusion, the Benetel kangaroo rat has many special adaptations that help it survive in the desert. Its long loops of handling allow the kidneys to reabsorb more water, so it produces very concentrated urine and loses less water. Homeostasis and osmoregulation help keep the body water balance stable even in very dry conditions. However, climate change and habitat loss may make it harder for the kangaroo rat to survive. Therefore, conservation is important to protect this species and its habitats for future generations.